Good morning. Good morning. This is Dr. Eveangel Savage over at Audacity Group Social Enterprise. And I am doing a series on social media. Welcome. I am thinking about all of the lessons I've learned in social media over time since I've been in business. I've been in business 20 years and going into the for-profit realm going on 4 years. So, hey, thank you. Welcome to the room. Thank you, and thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry. Stay here. I may help you to learn something. Anyway, I'm talking today about social media. Thank you for joining. Thank you, and hey, Devin. Thank you. I'm talking about creating a social media plan, action plan, something to help you get moving in the right direction. These are some lessons that I've learned over the years and I want to pass along. So I'm doing a series on some of those lessons that I have learned. For the newbies who are coming along, those startups, those entrepreneurs, those ones with ideas who haven't yet gotten started with that great idea of theirs. And I know there are many great ideas out there. So there are 10 things we're going to talk about today, and they're very vital. So get your pen and pencil and write down these important lessons because these are things you're going to want to implement. Remember, I am Dr. Eveangel Savage over at Audacity Group Social Enterprise. I teach individuals to identify, initiate, and implement strategies of distinction for investment readiness. Hey there. Hey. To get started in business. So I've got 10 great tips on developing your action plan for social media. It helped me, and I know it'll help you too. So I'm going to give you some things that worked. Okay? The first one is examine the social media realms. There are tons of them. There's Facebook, Twitter. And first of all, let's start here. Periscope. Periscope, I advise you to start last, really. But nowadays, you got to start sooner. So I say Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, LinkedIn, Tumblr. These are just a few that I have used. Google Plus. Don't forget Google Plus because that's major. Examine those social realms and see how the people within those realms are engaging. What are the attitudes? What are their attitudes within that room, and how do they resonate? How do they connect with one another? That's real important. Number 2, start slow. Start slow. You don't want to move too fast, going too fast, trying to own everything at the same time. So I recommend starting somewhere like Twitter. Why Twitter? Because Twitter is more forgiving. It is a fast-moving social media source, and it's more forgiving because some of the things you can say after you connect in there may even get lost in the sauce if you don't really know how you're connecting with the people who are in that space. So Twitter is a great place, like I said, because it's more forgiving than any other platform like Facebook or LinkedIn or even Periscope TV or any kind of TV or YouTube. Less forgiving because you really put yourself out there. 3, find a mentor. Find yourself a social media mentor. Find yourself a social media mentor because it's very critical. Yeah, and somebody please, if you will, moderate for me so that the people in the room can know what I'm saying. Number 3 is find yourself a social media mentor. And I'm going to recommend one that I started with about 5 years ago, and her name is Lisa Kirby. Outstanding. She used to work for Google, and she used to work for all those big people. And she has a awesome presence within Twitter, within Facebook, and within YouTube. She's a YouTube guru. But she gives you all the ins and outs on just about everything. So Lisa Irby is her name, and she is the owner of To Create a Website. Awesome young lady. And she's also a CSS programmer, so she has, many, many years since the advent of the internet. She has been on the internet, and she has been producing, great content, particularly in YouTube. Okay, number 4, decide whether your Twitter handle should be your name or your business name. And here's why. When people are looking for you, you want them to automatically identify with you by your handle, whether it's your business name or your name or what it is that you do, or how do you identify yourself. For example, I am an angel investor, so my handle says I am an angel investor. Why? Because I cater to people who want to be investment ready. So I say, so if they're looking for someone who is an angel investor, they're going to trip. My name's going to come up in the sphere. So make sure that you have a handle that's associated. Thank you so much. A handle that's associated with who you are and who you'd like to resonate with. So I target those individuals who want to be ready, whether they want money or not. Why? Because if you are ready, you're probably in a really good place. If you are willing to be investment ready, you are going to be in a better place than someone who's not willing to be investment ready. Does that make sense? Okay. So, number 5, set some realistic goals for yourself, because you could really get in these spaces and it be overwhelming for you. So define yourself some realistic goals, and some of those may be leads. How you're going to determine your leads. Answer questions, that customers may have within the sphere. If you are a expert in a certain area, then you want to begin to look at what's going on in the spaces and, answer the questions that the consumers have, engage with them. And so that helps you to become recognized as an authority in your area. And don't be afraid, because if you know the answer, something that's worked for you, good morning, then you want to make sure that you're telling people about what worked for you. However, what works for one person may not work for another. So just remember that. Set realistic goals. Engage with your customers. That's, again, you can do that simply by answering questions or having a Q&A, after the end of your lesson or your session, for people to ask you questions. Keep an eye on your competition. Very, very important to keep an eye on your competition. If you aren't, for example, I'm an angel investor, so I am going to link up with other angel investors, because I want to know what they're doing, how they're doing it, how they're providing the service, and where are the gaps. Most importantly, where are the gaps, and how can I fill those gaps? So keep an eye on what your competition is doing, because you don't want to duplicate. You want to implement something that's new and innovative. Okay? The next one is the next one under setting realistic goals is going to be identifying we talked about keeping your eye on the competition. And part of keeping your eye on the competition, it helps you to know what new services you can provide. Because once you find out what the gaps are in the services, then you can provide new services. And that's important, because, again, remember I said you don't want to duplicate, but you want to implement something new and innovative. And I keep a very good eye on what the competition is doing, because I don't want to overstep them. I really want to do something that's different. So I look at what's not being done, and I go and I do that. So you go and do that. Or, as a matter of fact, you don't even have to look at your competition in social media. All you have to do is look at some research. Everything that you find right here in social media, you're going to find in some research. This social media didn't happen by accident. It was built upon some theoretical principle that somebody already had in mind. So there's already written material about this. So you can do some research to find out what's really going on, and not necessarily what someone's saying, but what's really going on is in the research. So do some research about what's going on. See, because in research, we're required to fill the gaps. You add value by filling the gaps. That's why you keep your eye on your competition, okay? So that you can offer new products and new services that are new and innovative. And going to change? Time to learn. That's right, time to learn. So the number 6 is read more. Read more, because it's imperative. We can do a lot right here on Scope, but make some time for reading. Find yourself another good book. Look, I'm always reading. My next book, marketing plans, because I like marketing. 1 week marketing plan. And because I'm big on that, like I develop, marketing plans as well. I create marketing plans. I did so for Pass the Biz. That's how come it got on the map so quickly, because I knew what I was doing in terms of getting that project on the map. And I do that by reading what's going on before I put it out there. Read what's going on before you put the information out there. Read about it. Understand what you're doing. Check it out. Check out what other people are doing in that area. Make sure you know what you're doing, and definitely have a mentor. I have a mentor. Her name is Lisa Irby. She is the guru since the advent of the internet. So I respect everything that she does in social media. The next thing is good governance model. Write these things down, folks. Write these things down. They're imperative. I'm going to recap at the end. Have a good governance model. What does that mean? Have some sort of protocol as to how your team is going to behave in social media. Have something that's going to govern how you are going to run your show. That's your show. So how are you going to run your show? So have a protocol, and develop it and put it on paper so that people who come along and join you understand what you mean by how you're going to behave in your space. It's very, very important. Have good governance policy, and don't be worried. Don't weary yourself about if people leave. That's okay, because the people who need to be with you will be with you. Okay, number 8. Meet with your team regularly. If you have a social media team, meet with them regularly. If you need a team, look to students. Look to the students at the universities. Get yourself a marketing student. Get yourself a social media student. They need internships. Business schools, they need people to provide internships so that they can get the experience. I get students hitting me up all the time about that. So I think I'm going to lean more towards that as well, because I think students do you a great justice, because you can teach them what you know, and they can perform out your plan the way you want it performed. So if you're looking for some great sources on how to connect and how to collaborate, look to your students, look to your universities, because your university students, they have to have these internships, and they're looking for people in our spaces to teach them what we know, so that they can get the experience that they need and take it back to their classrooms and get the credits that they need. And not to mention, if they're business students, they're looking at opportunities to be better when they prepare to launch. So teach them what you know. Lessons learned. Teach them what you know. Okay, the next one is number 9, which is get the tools that make interaction easier. Get tools that make interaction. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Get tools that make interaction easier. The reason why is because you don't want to just talk about things. You want to be about it, and you want them to link to it very easily. For example, in Periscope, we have a Perry man down there, right? And if you're not following me, it's okay. I would love for you to follow me, because I'm going to be giving you some information. I feel like, there needs to be a change of pace. And so that's what I'm about to do here. So you could hit the little Perry man down there and follow me. But when you get ready to follow me, look at the top of my profile, and you're going to see a link that's in my profile for you to visit my webpage. That's called making things easier. That's called tools that makes things easier. Periscope is making things easier. It's making accessing your consumer easier. It's allowing our consumers to engage with us by giving us hearts, by giving us moderating in our rooms, like my lovely moderator has been doing. She's been putting up links inside the room. Yes, like that. So this is a platform that has made, this is a tool that has made things easier. So you want to interact and get the tools that make things easier for you. Another thing is groups. Like my Strive to Thrive group. I have a Strive to Thrive tribe over on Facebook. I had an entrepreneur circle. I dismantled it because people just weren't engaging. But I've learned a lot about engagement through rules of engagement, just through my Past the Biz. So if you are looking to learn more about certain, how to function within groups, join some of the groups that are out there. I'm in a part of amazing group of individuals called Team Hustle. Great group of people who are giving out information, or providing information for individuals who need that. So there's Team Hustle that's doing great things in that tribe. Then there's my tribe, which is Strive to Thrive. Somebody put that up for me. bit.ly// Strive to Thrive. Strive to Thrive. bit.ly/ Strive to Thrive tribe. So that's a good group, which I just started that group. So its membership is small, but that's okay. It will grow over time. I'm very, very excited about new beginnings. So yes, that's it. Thank you. Shanna Speaks. Thank you for joining. I'm so glad you're here. Another one is develop alerts. Google has alerts. Like if you have a program, if you have a product, if you have your name is mentioned, you want to go and develop Google alerts so that you can get the alerts as to when things are being said, when things are going on, when things are trending. I found my name in some spaces that was so, I'm sorry, my baby just threw up. I'm sorry. That was so unbelievable that I needed to do Google alerts. I said, wow, I didn't know my article was out here. So because of that, because I noticed that my article was out there, I said, well, geez, I better get Google alerts so that I know when my name pops up, right? This is my grandbaby, everybody. Say hello. She's just waking up this morning. So another thing, develop your Google alerts. Go into Google. It's real easy to do. Go in there and put up, everything like your books, hashtag your, hey, thank you. Yes, she is a chunky baby. Put up hashtags. Hey, Devin. Put up hashtags for your name. Put up hashtags for your handles. Put up hashtags for everything that concerns you. Everything that concerns you. That way you can get those Google alerts on your phone when something's going on. You get in there and engage. That's social media, okay? And the last one is yes, that's real good too. The last one is be prepared to measure. Be prepared to measure. Be prepared to measure what you're doing. Yeah, you see her, right? She loves it too. She noticed her hand. She loves those hands too. So the last one again is be prepared to measure what's going on in your space. And you do that by a program called Google Analytics. If you have a website, if you have some place to land, if you have any of those things, when you go into Google Analytics, you can add your social sites. And I'm probably going to do a video on that because I've been in Google Analytics for a few years now, and I'm able to go in there and see where my traffic is coming from, and I get a lot of traffic from all over the world. So it's amazing to look at where the numbers are coming from, where people are coming from, what sites they're coming from. So yeah. She sees the gifts in the Yeah, she sees the gifts in them. This is my baby Ryan. Her name is Ryan, and she is a sweetie. So those are my tips for today. Developing a social media action plan. And so now, like I said, I'm going to open up the room, if you will, put up the link. My site is I Am an Angel. If you want to, connect with me, and if you resonate with me, then please connect with me on my social media sites. Also, please, 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 please join me over at, thank you, Strive to Thrive Tribe. The Strive to Thrive Tribe. I'm going to be scoping all day about social media and the lessons that I've learned. So make sure you be on the lookout, and make sure you have your pen and pencil handy, because I'm headed to film school right now. It's time to go to school and take my daughter to film school. So I'm going to be on the road a little bit today, but I'm going to be teaching all day long on social media and lessons that I have learned. So I hope that this information was helpful to you. If it was, please click the Perry Man down there and follow me. Thank you for all the beautiful hearts. I love you guys. Hey, it's possible. It's possible to do too. You got a great handle, girl. You have a great handle. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for moderating my session. I appreciate you. I'll be back until next time. God gave it to you. He did give you that, didn't he? Because it's a good one. It's possible to do too. This is Dr. Eveangel Savage over at Audacity Group Social Enterprise, and I am your social enterprise strategist for Black families. And I am an angel investor. I teach individuals to identify, initiate, and most of all, implement strategies of distinction for investment readiness in business. Thank you, bye, and be blessed. Have a great day, everyone.